record this dang thing and then cool. First of all, thank you guys for taking time out of your day to come here and share with me. I have prepared something a little dynamic for us. So what I really want to do is talk a little bit about my process of falling down, and hopefully a lot of you can, maybe resonate with what I went through and resonate with, the lower point that I went through and some tangibles at the end. And I also want to share something a little personal with you guys as well, to hopefully help you understand that, all of us really are going through this journey together. We're all at different points, but we do all go through these points in our life where we have to make decisions and we do come to forks in the road. Okay. As an entrepreneur, and somebody going through a place of personal transformation and just any personal journey, I think it's so crucial for us to understand that this is not going to be easy, you guys. I love everything that we post that is positive and that is constantly motivating and that's constantly shedding light on the amazing things that we've gone through. But I think we can all agree that it took some internal work, that it took fighting some serious demons, and that it took us getting extremely uncomfortable in order to get to that point. And so as an entrepreneur, you will carry a weight that a lot of people are not going to understand. You're going to carry stuff with you that you're not going to be able to share with every person around you, that every person around you isn't going to understand. But those hurts and those hurdles that you face are what's going to shape you. It's why you'll become the elite. It's why you're going to build the strength that is going to bring other people up. So I want to read two excerpts from my journal just to give you guys a little idea of exactly where I was in my headspace. This is dated December 20th, 2021. Okay. Just to give you guys an idea of where I was, right? And from the outside looking in, like I had reached the top 3% of the company, right? I should be happy. I should be excited about my business, but I was in a place where I was really fighting internally with myself. And I'm going to share a little bit of what that internal battle looked like for me. So this is actually a journal that Veronica gave me that posed some serious questions that really made me reflect on my life. And it says, what beliefs, routines, or instincts are holding you back? And I wrote, I have had a belief since I was very young that I was not good enough, pretty enough, and didn't have enough money to find success. My routine of letting the day slip by and not keeping my work-related promises to myself will have to come to a screeching halt. My instinct I was indoctrinated into from a young age that I wasn't worthy of healthy love. And despite my clear ambition, it was not enough for me to be praised and recognized by my own mother. My belief that I won't need to be successful because someone else will provide for me. My belief in myself needs to change. My idea that I cannot be one of the select few to reach massive success because of where I come from and how I've been abused as a child needs to be let go, because that lack of belief is hindering me from my success. That's how I was mentally on December. And it made me realize I am letting everything and anything come into play and hold me back because I'm really not sure if I can do this. I see these people, right, who have gone through this, who have done this journey, who have seen success. And I often find myself comparing and wondering, like, how am I going to make myself believe that I can do this? And I feel like a lot of us probably have gone through this period where we're like, how are we going to get from where we're at to the point where we have an unwavering faith, right? And so I want to talk to you guys about a little bit about breaking that down. Okay, so give me a second here so I can pull up my notes. I want you guys to ask yourselves the same question. Okay, what are you longing for? What beliefs are holding you back? If you don't feel like success is attainable for you specifically, why is that? Who or what experience made you doubt yourself? Right? Because these are crucial things that may have happened in just milliseconds in our life that have shaped us, right? Until the age of 7, everything that we go through is shaping who we are and how we see ourselves. Okay. And we pay for that in our adulthood. So for me personally, I had a very rocky relationship with my mother, and I saw my success as equivalent to, if you're a straight A student, that equates to you're successful, right? And when I got a B, when I got anything lower than an A plus, she just lashed out. She got very upset. She was not happy with me. And so as a child, I saw it as, if you didn't do everything the way you're supposed to, if you didn't do it perfect, you're worth shit, right? That's what was ingrained in me. And so really dig deep and ask yourself those questions. Like, what experience did I go through that made me feel this type of way, right? Because that's where we're going to unravel those things. Some of us are so familiar with inconsistencies and toxicities and complacency and suffering that we don't even realize that we self-sabotage our own success, even when we're doing the personal development. Even when we're doing all the things that we're supposed to be doing, we somehow find a way to self-sabotage. Why is that? Do you guys notice? Like, that happens to a lot of, it happened to me, right? You're going through this, you're consistent, you got your routine, you're doing the do, and then all of a sudden it's like everything smacks you in the face. You're sick, and this is happening here, and that's happening there, and you're just like, I just can't get ahead. I can't fucking get ahead. And we don't even realize that we are participants in this self-sabotage. Why? I'm going to tell you guys why. Okay? Probably because change is absolutely fucking scary. And that's the fork in the road that I'm talking to you guys about. Okay? That fork in the road is two different types of deaths, okay? Because it really is, it does feel like life or death. Your brain is wired to risk assess. Your brain is wired to take a look at the situation and see which road is going to give me the least resistance, because I'm not trying to do all that. That's how our brain is wired, okay? So here's what happens. When we're in this fork in the road, it feels like a life or death decision, because you either face the death of the life you want and you're dreaming about, the better you, the healthier you, the thriving you, the successful you, or you're facing the death of the person that you've always been, right? You have to decide, am I going to let go of me and everything I know to go be that other me? And you're sacrificing relationships, you're sacrificing friendships, you're sacrificing the comfort. A lot of people don't want to do that. That sounds fucking awful when I explain it out loud, to be honest with you, right? But here's the thing. In order to press forward, progress comes with pushing in outside of your comfort zone, okay? You have to understand that this is going to trigger a stress response in your body. You are going to feel a cascade of fucking emotions out of this, out of change, out of saying, I am going to do differently. It's a great feeling, and there's amazing things on the other side, but your body will have a shock response to you all of a sudden deciding, I'm going to be a different person. I am going to start keeping my promises to myself, right? And it's going to impact friendships. It's going to impact your relationship, and it's going to impact your daily lifestyle, right? There's going to be people that you can't hang out with anymore because the things that you're trying to get, they can't even begin to understand, nor do they want to, nor is there any interest there. And that's okay. There's no love lost, but you have to be recognizing and putting yourself in a position for success. If you know that a specific person triggers a certain type of you need to reanalyze. Two things are going to happen. Either you're going to tell this person, like, sis, I love you, but you got to respect what I'm doing on my journey. Or it's going to be, sis, thank you for the experience. Thank you for the memories, and respectfully, create that distance. Those are things that you guys have to do, a checks and balances. And I had to do that myself. When I came to Miami, I was like, there are some people that I know for a fact I am not going to be talking to anymore. And I couldn't wait for the relief to feel like I didn't have to constantly revert back into this type of person. And here's the thing, there will be a moment, and I think that was a click for me in January, because there's going to be a moment for you guys, for everyone, and maybe you've already had this moment where the pain of where you are becomes way greater than how fucking scary the uncertainty is in front of you. Because we don't know. This business is not cookie cutter. This personal transformation is not fucking cookie cutter. I feel great some days, and then there will be days where I voice memo Amanda and I'm like, I'm fucking breaking down in the bathroom. Can you please fucking help me? You know, because you're tested, you're constantly tested in who you are, but that's what builds you. And so be scared and do it anyway, because what you feel on the other side of stepping out of your comfort zone, like how many of you have done some shit that is so fucking scary and then you're high as fuck on life? You're high on your growth. You're high on that. You just like expanded your skill set. You just did something that was so incredibly scary. You feel good. Your endorphins are running. Your serotonin levels are shooting up, right? So those are the things that we have to look forward to, as uncomfortable as it is to get there. And so how do we pick ourselves back up again? How do we do that? Okay, I fell on my ass, Bianca. Now what the fuck do I do? We're going to acknowledge that the problem exists first and foremost. I think that for a long time, I was in a period of denial. Okay. I was like, I'm working my business. I'm showing up every single day. I haven't missed a day of content. And I haven't for the past year and a month or whatever it is. Every single day there's been content up on my stories. You guys see, right? But there's a difference between having content up in your stories and being intentional about your interactions and being intentional about your business and truly having your heart in it and your belief in it, right? So I knew that November and December, I was paying for all the shit that I did in September and October. And man, did I fucking pay for it, right? 0 VIP, 0 market partners. And listen, I knew like my self-worth, it comes right here. It's inherent and it's intrinsic, okay? But when you recognize that you're not doing the best that you can and that you're not doing everything that you've done before that has gotten you to success, yeah, you feel some type of way. You definitely have a little bit of a reflection point where you're like, damn, something is not adding up. And even Amanda had a conversation with me. She's like, sis, where the fuck are you at? You know, like, well, what's going on here? Because people who know you will know, right? You may be able to fool your audience putting your content up every day, but your team will know, right? And it's good to have those people that are going to hold you accountable. So diagnose the problem. That's number 2. Okay, diagnose the problem. Get to the root of the issue, because we have to understand there's a disease and there's a symptom to the disease. My symptom was that I wasn't doing the intentional daily reach outs. I wasn't having those intentional conversations and truly putting that confident energy into my conversations. I wasn't, okay? The disease was that because I stopped doing the work, I stopped feeling capable as a leader to bring somebody on, because I knew I wasn't in the place I needed to be. So how in the fuck was I going to bring somebody else in? So that was a disease, was my issue with self-belief that was coming from my lack of action. I take full accountability for that. So recognizing what are the symptoms, right? Because the symptom might be, I don't know, that you just, you haven't gotten a VIP in 3 months, right? Maybe that's a symptom, right? The disease could very well be that at your core, you don't feel confident enough to reach out to somebody and say, hey girl, I seen you looking at my stuff. You trying to try these products or not, right? And being real about it. So get an objective set of eyes on this, okay? Because it's so easy for us, we're in our own personal journey, we're always going to be emotionally involved because it's our journey. Find someone that you trust and ask them, hey, objectively, right? And respectfully, let's have a conversation about how I can do better, because clearly something is going awry here, okay? So not executing daily, that made my confidence suffer. This is all a snowball effect, right? So because I wasn't doing the daily shit, my confidence was suffering. And then I didn't show up. And then that made me feel like a fucking fraud. So therefore, I didn't reach out. And when I did, it was fucking tomfoolery because I didn't believe in anything I was saying. Okay? Treat the problem. That's the next step. Like, treat the problem. Get a game plan together to get back on track. Have your moment. Okay? I had my moment where I was like, I know I'm not doing the shit I'm supposed to be doing, and I know I have to fix it, but what are we going to do? What's next, right? So make sure that you have that real conversation and figure out with your mentor, with the person that you trust that you're discussing this with, what it's going to take to rebuild. What do I need to do to get back on track? And for me, it was going back to basics. And now I understand why so many directors talk about this business like this. Like, when you're feeling like you're down in your business, pretend you're in fucking Smart Start again and build a block. And that's what I had to do, was just start taking the action again and taking the action and taking the action. And I will tell you that the biggest switch for me, you guys, was recognizing, and I wrote this down in my journal, like, when it asked, what do you want? I said, I want that feeling of genuinely being able to help people, because I feel like I was so focused September, October, November. I was so focused on why I wasn't doing shit. Why isn't this happening for me? Why am I not re-ranking? Why am I not getting a VIP? Why am I not getting a market partner? Well, girl, you so damn worried about you. How are you going to help anybody else? How do you expect to do that? This is not a business of me. It's a business of we. So the sooner that we can recognize, how am I going to help somebody? Right. And I was telling Richard this in the car, like, I am where I'm at right now in my business 2 weeks in from what took me a month, because I stopped giving a fuck about what was on the screen for me and pouring into my team and making sure my personal business was handled too, but pouring into my team and getting excited about learning about leadership and executing that on a daily basis. And then on top of that, we're going to also talk about, the healing process. We are just at Bianca's doctor's office, apparently. I took the structure from a podcast that I really loved. I'm like, okay, the doctor is in. Rehab towards healing by staying consistent, you guys. And we all fucking hear about consistency. I feel like some of us are like, here we go again with the damn consistency. But that's what it is. Okay, we're building a house here. We're building a foundation. And if we're putting up the blinds, the roof, we putting the couch up on the bare dirt, baby, what is we doing? What is we doing? No, we have to build the foundation first. We got to put the stilts up. We got to put the drywall up. We got to put the insulation in before we start picking out the colors of the blinds and the sofa and everything like that. So be consistent. Show up. You're showing people are watching you, even when they don't say anything. Like, I had a VIP that I hadn't responded to me in so long, randomly DM me when she saw that I was in Florida and said, all your stuff is so inspiring. I love all your stuff. Never once has commented, liked, said anything about anything, but people are watching. And when you're showing up consistently, you're building your credibility with your audience. Okay. Like, you're saying, hello, the store's open. And then don't quit, because if you quit, like, here's the thing, there just needs to be that last opportunity that you get back up one more time. Like, that really is the biggest difference between where we're at and where we want to be, is that somebody else just got up one more time. They just tried one more time. And so if you quit, you're going to end up exactly where you started. I thought about it. I seriously thought about it. But then I'm like, well, now I'm going to be back where I was, where I'm still fucking uninspired. So what am I going to do then? Commit. It's the destination disease that we were talking about. Stop trying to find the new flashy thing and self-sabotaging. Just open, get excited again. Find what excites you about the business and fall into that, move forward into that. Some of the things that are crucial: getting a morning routine in order. And I know we've all heard it. I know it, but just 20 minutes, you guys, of your day. You don't have to do a whole fucking hour-long event like I do. Okay, I know I do mine a little bit extra, but find 15 minutes, 20 minutes of time, lock yourself in the bathroom if you have to, and play the podcast and sit and listen with intention and really allow yourself to go there, even if it's 10 minutes of meditation, whatever it is. Like, you have to start your day pouring into yourself. You have to start your day giving yourself the opportunity to get in the correct mindset to handle what's going on throughout the day. Keep your promises to yourself. We've all heard this before, right? Winning your day. But I'm repeating it because it's crucial. It's absolutely crucial. There's going to be so much shit going on all the time. You just have to make it a point to say to yourself that before my head hits the pillow, I am going to cross off what I put on my list, because you feel better. Don't you feel like shit when you put thank you notes down on the fucking to-do list and you've been staring at that same fucking line item for 3 days? You're like, baby, come on. We got to send these thank you notes, right? Just do it, because when you do it and you send them out, I swear to God, the mailman has never seen a happier face than mine when I turn in my thank you notes the day that I said I was going to put in my thank you notes. Build your confidence. These are small cumulative decisions that you're voting for the person that you want to be. Figure out why you are the way you are. I know that sounds loaded, and it is, but one of the things that really helped me was figuring out like what excites me about the business, right? Veronica told me this on my call. She's like, have fun with your business again. I was like, girl, I don't even remember what fun feels like no more. I'm so stressed. But then I was like, I love teaching. I love talking my ass off. Y'all know I do not shut up. So I was like, let me find a way to do that with my business. And I started getting on my story and learning out loud. And boy, did I have some good conversations with the gram about what I'm learning that day. And I enjoy it. And I help a few people in the process. And I love that for me. So find something that you love. If you love them Excel spreadsheets, go organize something, right? Because I know we're all different personalities. Find what works for you and get around people that are pushing. Stay close to the fire, as they like to say, right? Connie Sanchez said this in one of her trainings, and it really stuck with me. I think her husband actually said it. Her husband said, like, do you notice when people are around the campfire, right? When you're out camping, if y'all have camped before, I have once, so I do know what this is referring to. There's a bonfire. And when there's a bonfire, what do you see, right? Everybody's getting their little blanket, their little lawn chair set up and getting close to the bonfire. Why? Because that's where all the peoples are at. That's where everyone's sharing the stories, having the s'mores, drinking the drinks, right? It's nice and warm over there. So it's because you're feeling off that energy. And so get around people that are doing the shit that you want to do. Have a running buddy, whatever that looks like for you. And then open your mouth and talk to people. I think a lot of us, myself included, sometimes I have this internal argument with myself, right? I'm like, oh, how am I going to pitch her? And what if she just says this? And what if she's, oh no, well, I don't know. On the gram, it says, anti-MLM. I don't know how that's going to go. So, all of these ideas and things that are going through your head, just do it. Because at the end of the day, every conversation that you have, you're going to be able to learn something. Take it as a challenge to like sharpen up your knife. The reason that we feel this sort of fear, I think a lot of us, between reaching out and having these tough conversations, is because we're unaware of how it's going to go. We are uncertain about how it's going to go. And that uncertainty comes from us not practicing, right? Because do you notice, like, every time you have a conversation with someone about the products, right? Like if you recommend the Renew shampoo every single time, you feel better and better about talking about the Renew shampoo every single time. Why? Because you've done it already. And you feel more comfortable the next time. It's the same thing with every other skill set. You just have to put in the hours. You just have to put in the practice and do it intentionally, because doing something like just all willy-nilly is not going to work. We all saw that's what happened to me November and December. I was showing up, but I was doing it all willy-nilly and nothing was working for me, right? So making sure that you're intentional about these things. And being a referee, talked about this earlier today, because for me, woo child, I would take a lot of things personally in my business. Like I was definitely it's in some things. And I can say that now because I don't take things personally anymore. But you know what it was, you guys? I had to realize that as a child who was mentally and physically abused by the woman that was supposed to love her unconditionally, that fucked me up. I thought everyone was out to get me. Everyone must, like, if my own family can't love me, nah, there ain't no way you trying to help me with what you saying. There's no fucking way, right? But I had to recognize that not everyone is on the defensive with you or on the offensive with you. Be a referee. Be willing to take criticism. Be willing to take feedback because it's growing you. And most oftentimes, rather than not, people know something that you don't, or have gone through something that you're about to go through. And they're trying to help you learn from their mistakes. So what do I mean by being a referee? I know you guys see these and if you're not a sports person, because I'm not a sports person, I'm just going to paint the picture for y'all. A referee, right? You got your two teams, and the referee is the guy in the middle waving down the flags and the things and the cars with the colors, basically calling the shots, right? And as a referee, they're not on either team. They're there to just call the shots, right? It's a red card. It's a green card. Yeah, it's a foul. No, it's not a foul. That's you with your conversations in this business. Whether somebody tells you yes or somebody tells you no, it really should not affect how you feel right here about your confidence in your business and your journey. If someone says yes, amazing. Let's take them through the process. If someone says no, it doesn't mean it's you. It doesn't mean your product's not good enough. It doesn't mean you're not good enough. And it sure as fuck doesn't have anything to say about your self-worth. So making sure we are pulling our emotion out of that. I was saying this earlier today on a live. Save your emotion for caring and loving on your team. Save the emotion for that. But don't get emotional about somebody else not getting the vision, not picking up what you're putting down. It's not for everybody, you guys, to understand. And to be honest with you, we all admire all of these incredible, amazing entrepreneurs. Do you think that Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk gave a flying fuck what they thought about them? No. Their vision was so clear. Their direction was so clear. Their calling and their impact was so clear. I mean, Jeff Bezos had to convince his own parents to invest in him. That would break a lot of people, that their own family didn't believe in them. You have to understand, like, we have to be the ones to pick ourselves back up. We have to be able to count on us. We can count on this team all day long, but I need you to count on you too. And if you don't, I need you to start working on counting on you too. Figure out why you don't and do some work. That's all it is. It's that personal development on a daily basis, because your mind is a weapon. And if you don't know how to use that weapon for you, it will be used against you. So that's all I got for y'all. Appreciate y'all taking the time, and I'll see y'all later. Love y'all.